What's up, my quarantine people? Today, we're talking about quarantine and tech and how tech helps us even though we're on lockdown. Today, we're specifically going to be talking about the Insta360 One R. Let's go. So for those of you who have seen my previous video on the Insta360 One X, I thank you for watching and I welcome you back. Today, my excitement is even tenfold, because today we're talking about the Insta360 One R, which is the next step in the evolution of 360 cameras. First and foremost, I want to talk about the state of the situation that we're in right now. Many of us are on quarantine, are on lockdown, or at the very minimum, practicing social distancing. At least I hope you are. Also, we know that washing our hands and sanitizing everything is a way of life now. Many people utilizing the face masks, those that can get a hold of them, and keeping away from each other is the largest or the biggest thing that we can do, and I know we're all practicing that. I myself have been locked inside my house. The only time I got out was to take a walk around the block. And even then, I made sure nobody was around. And I even have been practicing social distancing from my family inside the house, just in case. It's very tough to do. We all know that, but we're doing our best to get through this. And I know that keeping this going is soon going to give us the edge that we need to get a hold of this terrible disease, find a cure, and move us forward. But for now, we're talking about some tech, which, as you know, always gets me excited. The Insta360 One R has been amazing, and I barely touched it. I barely have had time to do anything because obviously being stuck inside, I've been worried and dealing with other things. So I haven't had a lot of time, but what I love about this camera is how easy it is. I know there are many people that have already made videos about the camera, and I'm sure that they have told you many things already. But let me tell you, I don't think they can scratch the surface of it, how exciting and how fun it is and how easy it is to use. Now, it's modular, so it pops apart, as you know. You can pull apart each module and they connect directly to the battery, and this is the battery, and it pops onto the bottom. What I love about this camera is not just how easy it is to use and how versatile it is. This is the 360 module that I have attached right here. It also comes with a 1-inch that you can buy, a 1-inch module. And then of course it comes also with a 4K module. The 4K module is pretty close to what you would get out of the GoPro series. If you look at the GoPro compared to the Insta360 One R, you can see that they're similarly sized. And I think by design, obviously this is a much better design than the Insta360 One X, which I had previously, because that one didn't take abuse very well, and it didn't take more than a fall to damage it. If you don't know about that, there's a video here I'm going to link here. I've damaged 2 of them, broke 2 of them, and got 1 of them replaced. So, but it was the design of it. What I like about this one is it's much tougher. It comes with a nice screen protector, or a lens cap rather, lens cover. It's nice thick rubber, so I use it a lot. I just pop it on whenever I'm not using the camera. That way you don't have to worry about scratching the lens, because you utilize the selfie stick, the invisible selfie stick, which is utilized in this camera as well. But the minute you go to do something with both hands, where are you going to put it? You have to put it down. And you were so worried about those lenses. On this one, it has the lens cover, so I have no problems with putting it down and not fearing that anything's going to happen to it, because it has it on both sides and I'm not worried about it. The bundle that I bought the twin bundle, and I'll put that up here. And as always, links to everything I talk about here will be in the description down below. But this came with the 360 module, the 4K module. It came with this lens cover. It also came with this bracket or cage that allows you to put it all together and connect with that 1/4 20 mount. And it allows you to connect to any tripod I will say that there's pros and cons to it. I love the cage because, you know, it's much like what you would get from the GoPro as well. So it's a rugged series. It adds to the ruggedness of the camera, which is what I love. The fact that once I put it in this cage, it's even tougher. At least I feel it is. The one thing I don't like about it is the fact, and I know many people have already mentioned it, if your camera is off by a little bit, you're not going to get the invisible selfie stick idea that you had before. You're gonna see the stick, you're gonna see an aberration in your video, and that's not what you want. You have to make sure it's directly aligned every time you put it on. And I mean, it's easy enough to do. The problem is there's a possibility that it will not happen, and that's scary, because you don't, the last thing you want is to do a whole big drawn out video and then bam, you realize your stick was a little off and you see it and all those clips are no good. So that's the one, I think, probably the biggest drawback, I think, with the design. And I would agree with everybody else that I've seen made videos about this who have mentioned it. I really wish they had gone with the original setup that they had before, where when you screwed the stick in, it was a stationary mount. You couldn't twist it or turn it. And then if you wanted to add this afterwards, this should have been an add-on, instead of this being the primary way to connect it. On the back, it has the screen, and the screen is gonna go inside here. You'll know because on the side, and it clips here, on the side, there's the port that you're gonna access. So the USB-C and the SD card are accessible even though you have it in there, but you can also still use your cover, which is very important. And then you pop it on your selfie stick, and there you go. You wanna pop a tripod on the bottom, and then you can sit it stationary and do your 360. I do that a lot. I mean, you get some really good video out of it. There's a lot that this thing has to offer. What I like about it is that you can do photos like this. You can do incredibly interesting videos. I can't overexpress my excitement. And it has been tough being in here and trapped in here, trying to find things to do to keep myself busy. And it's frustrating, but I'm sure all of you are experiencing the same thing. My wife's working from home. My children are doing their homeschooling every day. They're at the table and doing their schoolwork. And then I'm trying to figure out, you know, what are some interesting things that we can do? I took my girls out. They had their hoverboards, and I was out on my electric unicycle, and we did a little of this here. So I'm hoping to do things like that, but I have to wait until this is over. I can't wait to get back outside to be able to do all the things that I love to do on the outdoors. And I'm sure we will be back to that very soon. Just before it started to warm up, I took it out and did some ski boarding with it. I also, you know, went out and looked at some of the scenery around the city. What I love about it is that you can pop it out, get video, get photos, and not worry about the angle. That is probably my favorite thing about the Insta360, the whole line, but specifically the One R. You can start and end and not worry, did I get it right? Did I get the setup right? Doesn't matter, because you can edit all of it afterwards. And that's what I love about this. It captures everything. And then you can go in and do what you want with it. So to me, it's the best addition yet to the 360 line from any brand. I love the fact that it's accessible, it's not super expensive, and then it's something that can be used by anyone. It's not something that anyone needs to be an expert to use. One of the other things I love about it is the app. If you look at the Insta360 One R app, it gives you a lot of things to do. If you scroll through the app, you can see that there are plenty of options for what you can do. You can see that what they do is they give you plenty of templates that you can drop into. You go into story mode, and then you can use these themes and stories that they have set up. A couple of them I did already. You scroll down, you get to the theme that you want to use, you hit that theme, you go into it, it shows you exactly how to do it and how many clips you'll probably need to get it done effectively. Then you drop those clips into that theme. You tell it to use that theme. It'll ask for where you want the footage to come from. You pick the themes that you want, and then you go through and put it together. So that's it. I just wanted to give you an idea of some things that you can do if you have the One R, some things that you might want to do if you want to look at getting it later on. Again, the links are in the description down below. You can catch me on social media posting some of the things that I've been doing or will do with this camera. Until next time, stay safe, keep that social distance, enjoy your gadgets and gear, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. One thing I wanted to say is if you have this camera and you're trying to get it out of the box, the first time you get it out of the box, you'll be like, what in the world? They packed it tighter than I've ever seen before. So I saw this by another YouTuber. If you put tape on the inside of the box, you can pull it and it'll pop the box right up. All you have to do is pull the tape and the box pops off. But you have to tape it on either side. And then when you put it down, it sticks out and allows you to open it. It may seem silly, it may seem like why would you go through all that? But once you open this box the first time, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. All right.